English dictation 120 words per minute. 5 seconds. Start. The operations during the year under review reflects a picture of constant selling prices and rising costs. Cost of inventory, for example, has gone up considerably following devolutions. Paragraph. It is possible to fight the phenomenon of rising costs through greater production, but with a constant volume of sales over the past 2 years, there was no way that cost could have been sustained. Irrespective of volume, there are certain minimum establishment charges which are necessary to operate an undertaking. It is only after a given minimum volume of a production and sales that deficiencies of sales generate additional income without any corresponding addition to expenses. Furthermore, many of the variables which are traditionally so called in industry are in reality fixed when viewed in the context of the laws and social obligations operating in the country. Paragraph. For example, one would be correct in assuming a large part of labor costs to be a variable expense fluctuating with the volume of production, but labor laws pressures from state and central governments not to retrench and the obligations of an employer to provide a shelter of security to his employees make this more of a fixed than a variable charges. Paragraph. Presuming that all possible economics have been effected, a policy which I would like to assure you is the constant endeavor of your management. The only possibility of augmenting profits lies in the ability of the company to change the prices of its products. Ever since the inceptions of the automotive industry, government have considered it fit to impose a very rigid system of a price control on the whole industry. Your management had no control over the prices charged over the past 15 years until 15 December when government decontrolled the prices of motor car and commercial vehicles. Since the manufacture of a motor car vehicle is the principal manufacturing activity of the company, it is essential to appreciate the manner in which prices of the vehicles were controlled over these last 15 years. While it is not my desire to enter into a controversy as to the justification for such a control, the mechanism of a price control as practiced by government was not flexible enough to react to the inevitable changes in the cost structure. I also do not wish to question the motives of government for their intentions are good. I do disagree, however, with them on their methods of implementations. It is also important to remember and take due note the while government imposed this price control on a finished vehicle, there was no control whatsoever on the prices of raw materials or the ancillary components produced by hundreds of vendors. I would have thought that the first prerequisite of enforcing a rigid price control would be to exercise control on the price of all the raw materials which go to make the finished products.